Hi everyone, my name is Ari, I'm Dutch and I've been learning Russian for the last 5 years. Добро пожаловать на мой канал. In this video I want to talk about a couple of interesting things. First one is what makes you sound non-fluent as a foreigner and what just makes you sound like a foreigner if you're speaking Russian. Second one is we'll be talking a little bit about cases. And the third thing is I will give you one very little trick that will make you sound a lot more fluent than you actually are when you're speaking Russian to Russian people. So let's get started. If you're learning Russian, then chances are very big that people can sort of easily identify that you're not a native Russian speaker. It's simply because you need to be at a pretty high level in order to get most of the stresses correct, like the intonation. You also need to, have practiced your accent enough so that you actually pronounce every single sound the way it should sound. And the third thing is that your grammar knowledge also needs to be pretty high because otherwise you make a mistake and that can give you away. And today I want to mainly talk about the last thing, about the grammar, about the cases, especially cases, since cases are very difficult and it really takes a lot of time to really get them down, because if there are 6 different cases for masculine, feminine, neuter, plural genders, nouns like those ones. And there's also adjectives, which means that, every adjective is in either, again, masculine, feminine, neuter, or plural in 6 different cases. If you put that all up and you need to think about that while speaking, then it's just going to be difficult to, it takes a lot of mental brain power in order to get the cases right. But a simple trick that you can do with cases is something that I did a lot in the beginning when my cases were inactive, and I still make mistakes in them when I speak Russian. But the thing now is with the cases, or back then I mean, is that most of the time, since cases change something at the end of the word, if you just speak relatively fast and kind of swallow the ending of the word, so that, for example, женщина, женщине. If you say it quickly, like the nominative form is женщина, whereas the dative case is женщине, ye at the end. And the genitive case is женщины. So those are a, ye, I. If you say a word pretty quickly, then most of the time people don't really hear which case it is. And this doesn't really matter since people understand you anyway. And this is also, you might think, oh well, it's kind of cheating or something, but no, it's not, because Russian people do this as well. If people speak fast, it's very difficult to discern exactly which case they're using in a lot of cases. In a lot of cases. But the thing is also that when people are speaking, then most of the time it's already very clear what the role of the word is in the sentence. Only sometimes it's not completely clear if you don't hear which type of case it is. But then again, you just ask, or people explain it again, and then because of the context it becomes clear very quickly. So if you're in the beginning stages and you find cases tough, and you're trying to sound like a little better than you think you actually are, then just try swallowing the endings a little bit. Just don't put the stress too much on there and try to say it quickly, or just quickly move to the other word. Most of the time people won't even notice that you're doing that because Russian people do it themselves. So, if you like the video, you'll probably also enjoy the little email course that I got for you. It's in the description below. And last thing I kind of want to say is that cases are difficult and it will take a lot of time to really get the cases right. So, you can focus on it, but you can also just kind of take this little shortcut to while speaking. Sure, put time in learning cases, but while speaking, don't focus too much on them because they're just, they're important, but they're not that important. If you say the words correctly, if you just say the words that you mean, then most of the time people understand what you mean. So that was it. Hope you enjoyed the video and see you next time.